Hello and welcome to today's reading and reflection for the 22nd of October. I wonder when you last moaned or complained about something, or when you heard someone moaning or complaining, and I don't think any one of us would go back more than a day or so, because I think we could all identify something that people have been complaining about or someone. It really isn't hard to look for that. Now, whether that's been a shift in local restrictions or the inability to do something, or someone even that's got right under our skin, I think we've all know or can identify with that. My children have described me in the past as someone who can write a very strongly worded letter, making a point. But actually, I've only ever done that when I feel that there's been an injustice done. I've always thought it was something pointless to just moan about something without actually trying to do something to change it. The opening words in today's passage stick out like a flashing light of warning. A case of God saying, "Nicola, are you listening? Because I think this is for you." And I wonder how many other people can identify with that. So today's reading is from Philippians chapter 2, beginning at verse 14. Do everything without grumbling or arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure children of God in a warped and crooked generation. Then you will shine among them like stars in the sky as you hold firmly to the word of life. And then I will be able to boast on the day of Christ that I did not run in labour or vain. But even if I'm being poured out like a drink offering on the sacrifice and service coming from your faith, I am glad and I rejoice with all of you. So you too should be glad and rejoice with me. I hope in the Lord Jesus to send Timothy to you soon, that I also may be cheered when I receive news about you. I have no one else like him, who will show genuine concern for your welfare. For everyone looks for their own interests, not those of Jesus Christ. But you know that Timothy has proved himself, because as a son with his father, he has served me in the work of the gospel. I hope therefore to send him as soon as I can see how things go with me. And I am confident in the Lord that I will myself come soon. But I think it's necessary to send back to you Epaphroditus, my brother, co-worker and fellow soldier, who is also your messenger, whom you sent to take care of my needs. For he longs for all of you and is distressed because you heard he was ill. Indeed, he was ill and almost died. But God had mercy on him, and not only on him, but on me also, to spare me upon sorrow. Therefore, I am all the more eager to send him, so that when you see him again, you may be glad and have less anxiety. So then welcome him in the Lord with great joy and honour people like him, because he almost died for the work of Christ. He risked his life to make up for the help you yourselves could not give me. There really is a fine line between grumbling and arguing, or making a point and campaigning for change. Complaining is probably one of the things that we all tolerate as well as do. We tolerate it and perhaps don't even think of it as being something that God tells us not to do, because we all find it so easy. There's a challenge in which the only rule is to not complain for 30 consecutive days. A friend of mine recently tried this, and it took her over 3 months to complete it. I didn't think she was someone who really complained. I didn't think she was someone who always moaned. But at the end of the 30 days, she openly admitted some of the things that she would have previously griped about weren't actually worth griping about at all. Does it make a difference when you sit in a traffic jam complaining that you're being held up? It's pointless. Instead, she turned it. She began to pray for whatever the hold-up was. there was an accident, she was being proactive instead of just being reactive and complaining. She realised that the more she focused on things that were in the here and now, she started to see the present really as a gift. She stopped focusing on the what if mentality. But the thing that surprised her the most was how easy it was to be drawn into the complaints of other people, even down to the silly little niggles. How long does this kettle take to boil? When she stood in the office. And yet, along with these three things that she identified, she also saw three really positive differences. Because instead of just focusing on the gripes of others, she turned them into prayers. And as people told her about their moans, she listened. And then she promised them that she would pray. And those prayers, they were answered. And some of them in really incredible ways. Some of those people that she said that to weren't Christians. And her action of not joining in the complaint, but a promise and a commitment to pray, became a beautiful testimony. In stopping complaining and grumbling, she saw that she became more grateful for so many things and so many people. She discovered joy in a way that would have been unimaginable to her before. All of which meant that she now saw herself as an even happier person. And others, including me, saw the difference as well. You see, even the smallest amount of complaining had impacted on her outlook in life. When Paul speaks to the Philippians about complaining, he's recognising that it also happens in the church as much as it does in society, and it still happens today. Paul's been urging them already